Hope you're doing good. Micah back with another video. Back here to talk about the Apple Watch Ultra. Yes, in all of its glory with that rainbow dial on it. Shout out Rolex. Yo, I'm actually shocked and surprised as to how much I've actually been enjoying the Apple Watch Ultra. A watch that I was not expecting to get. My mom actually had gotten it for herself, I think last year. Didn't wear it like at all. It still got 98% battery health on it. And she was almost about to just just try to sell it or something like that. But then she knows I do tech, so she ended up sending it out to me, and I'm gonna send her my Apple Watch SE, first generation, because she just wanted a nice little watch to wear. But it really is the ultimate companion to the iPhone. I mean, it's like just the perfect accessory when you consider an iPhone, a watch, not even the AirPods per se, and I love the AirPods Pro, but the watch itself is really the perfect companion to the phone. And I can say just in a week of using this watch, I have been surprised as to how much I was actually going to enjoy wearing it. And I'll tell you why specifically. I love timepieces. I'm a big watch guy. I'm not a big movement or caliber guy, knowing all of that. But like when I see a nice classy timepiece or a company I like to rock with, like the Rolexes, AP is cool or Pateks are cool, but I'm more on the more lowly side. So you got Tudor, you got Hamilton, the Intramatic models. But I love timepieces like that. But a company I really like that I probably won't buy anytime soon is a Cartier. Whether it's a Reverso or a Tourbillon, from Cartier specifically. I like Cartier, and that is because of their square dials. And I like that about the Apple Watch Ultra. I like square dials. And so as much as I like my Galaxy Watch Ultra that I'm wearing right now, I definitely enjoy the square look of a watch. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it just fits the wrist well. Granted, this is a 49 millimeter, right, OLED, so it's a little big from that perspective. But when you consider like the likes of G-Shock and Invicta and really our rugged watches that we're wearing now, right, such as the Ultra and the Ultra models, I should say, there are certain exceptions to wearing a bigger size watch if you're into wearing watches, and those are your exceptions right there. And the Apple Watch is perfect for that exception. I think that from a hardware perspective, Apple really did their thing with this. I don't think it's too high on the wrist when you consider how thick it is. It's not really that thick. I think it's a really good watch, and I like just enough accenting on the Apple Watch Ultra to really give it its own kind of flavor, along with keeping that silver, more or less brushed finish on the casing itself. The orange action button, the orange ring, just enough, but not too crazy like one of the colorways for the Galaxy Watch Ultra, which is like all over the place orange. This still makes it easy to customize watch faces that fit the watch. Part of that is because of the titanium look and aesthetic, but leather, as you guys can see, is looking real good on this. I need to get me a new silicone and get me a new actual titanium slash steel band, because I'm looking forward to getting some integrated kind of models from that perspective, gapless models, if you will. So just from a wearability from perspective, I love wearing this, and that has what has challenged me wearing my Galaxy Watch Ultra is the fact that I definitely appreciate the look and aesthetic of the Apple Watch in general. I love that more square dial approach, and it's not super sharp, like sharp corners or anything like that. I love it. I love it from that perspective. And so from from hardware, Apple, you can't usually go wrong with Apple and their hardware. Even when the product isn't doing that well, the hardware itself is beyond the level of sophisticated prowess that we see on a regular from Apple. We always got to give them their respect for their hardware because they know what they're doing from that perspective, and the Apple Watch fits right in that category. Of course, it's a first gen model. For those who don't quite know, this is the first gen model, and as you guys can see, if I had to type my password in, as you guys can see, bada boom, bada bang. I don't know what it is. I just like watches, and like I sometimes in the same day, I'll swap between the Apple Watch Ultra and the Galaxy Watch. Or I might even go all three. Maybe I'm going out, I don't want to wear an Apple Watch. I might swap from the Galaxy Watch Ultra to the Apple Watch Ultra to my Tissot, or to my Orient model, or to my Citizen model, right? I will swap my watches in that way, it's man, I'm telling you, getting the watches. I've gone double wrist before, where I have a smartwatch on one wrist and the classy on the other wrist. Like I will do that. Also, just because I want to wear them so bad or wear them so much, I just like watches like that. And being able to achieve an Apple Watch Ultra is actually pretty nice. I've always debated whether or not I would keep it just because I know I'm kind of leaning back towards my Android roots, if you will. And so I don't know if I'm really going to keep my Apple Watch Ultra long term. But it's tough because I really do want to keep this long term. And I think I am. It's just when I create content like this, are you guys engaged with it? Are you guys watching it? Because I also don't like just to have stuff. If it's not really serving a purpose or a use, it's got to go. Like, I don't like to hoard stuff. So if you guys are into this kind of content, you guys gotta help me out by watching it, commenting, engaging with it, so that way I know there's a reason for me to also keep it. Because even though I love wearing it, I can also go without it. So I'm not attached to tech in that way. That's why it's easy for me to upgrade year over year. There's a place where like I would like to just not have to upgrade all that often, and it's usually gonna be with probably Apple stuff because it does a good enough job to last at least a few years before you're now tempted to upgrade or update, and that's simply because of features, right? And from a software perspective, that's where this comes in. The feature set definitely set this apart from the regular Apple Watch, especially when you're talking about coming from the Apple Watch SE. You're able to still achieve watchOS 11 with this. You're going to get better fitness tracking. You're going to get an action button that you can use to do certain things with, whether it's exercises or some form of water sports or water activity. So from a feature set and software perspective, that's where you're going to notice Apple really start to go in with the Apple Watch Ultra, with the exception of Siri. This first generation model has basically like online processing, so it takes way too long for Siri to really work on the watch. But the Apple Watch 2 model now has on-device processing, so Siri actually works way faster on the second model. But if that's not really a big concern for you, you will enjoy using the Apple Watch Ultra because it's that good. And trying to find a sale on this isn't too bad. I mean, I leave links in the description box as I usually do. I think I found some renewed models or whatever from Amazon for around $469, $470. So not too bad from that perspective. This is in perfect shape still, so if I would probably sell mine for a little bit more. But considering the price point of $800, you can't go wrong with the Apple Watch Ultra or Ultra 2. And so battery life. How has battery life been in this week? I get 3 days out of this. Easy. Even with standby, I can get 3 days out of this. And the same method of saving battery that I do with this, I try to apply with the Apple Watch in general, because again, when it comes to notifications, when it comes to certain activities on the watch, I tone it down because I don't need it to go haywire. And thus, that's how I save battery life on here. So I can definitely get 2.5 days at minimum, 3 days on a good day or light activity, or 3 days, 4 days with standby. This is actually pretty good. So maybe I'll do a video on battery life for the Ultra model. Just depends on if you guys watch it, because I've dropped some Apple stuff in general recently. Y'all ain't rocking with it. So I'm wondering where my audience went for my Apple stuff. You guys definitely love the Android/Samsung stuff. I'm always going to be bringing that. But if my audience ain't really rocking with the Apple stuff, this will just be stuff in the background for me to just personally enjoy and use, and or maybe create shorts out of, because I see you guys enjoy the shorts that gets created from Apple content. So again, over a week, I've been thoroughly enjoying it, and I definitely enjoy the look of the watch. I'm in that boat of where you have the best of both worlds. You kind of start deciding what world you really kind of want to stick in. And even with the iPhone, I'm getting the iPhone 16 Pro Max, but will I keep that long term? Will I keep an iPhone, or am I going to just go back to Android? Because at the end of the day, that's where I've always loved to play around in, is Android's world. I'm keeping my MacBook for sure. That ain't going nowhere. MacBook is here. The MacBook is my entry point to Apple's world. The iPhone is cool, watch, cool. The MacBook and the iPad are my entry points for Apple's ecosystem. They're more expensive to get into, which is why it took me so long to finally get them. But it's not the watch, it's not the phone, it's the MacBook and the iPad. And so when I get even the Apple Watch Ultra, even though it's absolutely fire in my opinion, I do love my Galaxy Watch Ultra, even though I prefer the shape of the Apple Watch Ultra, but I have more desire in the Samsung Galaxy world with the flip and the foldables. And so for me, making financial decisions, do I need to keep my iPhone stuff? Do I need to keep my Apple stuff? And unfortunately, the Apple Watch Ultra for me is in that category. But after having it for over a week, I could definitely tell you it's running its course as to whether or not I'm gonna keep it. Because even if I just kept it as a watch, I might just keep it as a watch. I don't, I don't know. But you let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think about the Apple Watch Ultra. Is it something that you guys are interested in? Do you have one? Are you into watches? The comment section is open for discussion. But again, as always, if you guys haven't already, make sure to like the like button, subscribe to the channel, the notification bell. It's all free. That way it's videos, so you and I can sit back, check, see what's cracking. And don't forget to hit the super thanks button down there by the like and dislike button. Cash App and PayPal. And check the channel out for all the videos available to you. That's where to keep tech fresh and alive on this channel. It's your man Micah signing out. Until the next video. Wait for